Get ready.
Hey there, Disney lovers, and welcome back to yet another WandaVision review. It is Friday, so it's time to do our best at reviewing WandaVision. This is episode 8, which is titled Previously On. So let's just get on with it. I think there's not much to dilly-dally about, so let's just move on over, and camera should switch on in a moment. There I am. Hey guys. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining me on Tuesday for the Star launch. That was a great stream, so thanks very much for coming in and having a chat. Like always, chat room is open. We are live doing this, so apologies if anything jutters or things like that, or I pressed the wrong button. And that happens quite a lot. Okay, so episode 8, as always, first part is going to be spoiler free. It is going to be a very minute thing because I can't really say much more other than what I've said before on it, so yeah. And then I'll give you a spoiler warning and we'll carry on from there. It's going to be a bit of a quick one today, but next week I'm going to try and give you more time for us to have a little chat about it. So yes, spoiler free review first. I thought it was a bit of a slow episode again this week, again with the main part of it coming towards the end, just like last week's episode. So yeah, it's not what you'd think for the penultimate episode, but there we go. What else can I say? It's like the acting is great in it, the sound design and everything, blah blah blah. It's like there was a bit in it where the Foley, so that's the sound that's going on top of it to make it so like footsteps and stuff like that. I was a little bit off on one point. Jordan Rolf says, "Hey, remember me?" Yes, hi, welcome back, Jordan. So I thought the Foley was a little bit off on one scene, but that's it. But I thought the graphics in this episode and all the episodes have been amazing. It hasn't been like a television graphics where you can tell that they've just got stock explosions or stock muzzle flashes or something like that and popping it onto the screen. They are designing that specifically for that scene, which costs a lot of money to do that because they got animated and everything. So it's like they're not skimping on the price on anything in this. It's the same with Mandalorian. So is this the way to go with television? I think so. Is it a cost-effective way to make television? Probably not. But with these big companies like Disney, it's like there's no reason why they can't. So they should. Pretty much. That's what I'm getting down to on there. There's nothing really I can say that's spoiler free anymore. So I think next week's is all going to be spoiler episode, because I've said everything before. It's like the acting's great, the narrative of it is great. Yes, I thought this one was a bit more slower, but yeah, so I might start watching this series. Really do watch the series, Jordan. It is fantastic. Some people take a while to get into it. I didn't. I got into it straight away, but now I'm feeling it's building. The last 2 episodes, it's been just backstory and things really. So it is like building up for a big conclusion at the end. So yeah, that is pretty much all I can say really on the spoiler-free section. Sorry, it's a bit short, but like I said, it's like if you haven't seen it and you don't want spoilers, then just stop the video now, go back over and watch it, and then come back, watch my my spoiler review of it, and we'll have a chat then in the comments. Yeah, so yeah, definitely watch it, Jordan. So yeah, this is your spoiler alert now, so we're going to move into spoiler territory. So the episode, like I said earlier, was called Previously On. So it's the whole thing is not about previous episodes, but previous parts of Wanda's life, which is pretty cool, to be honest. We get to see what happens in between films, really. So it's like, first of all, you've got the scene where she's a little girl and her town is bombed by the Stark weapons, which what she blames Tony Stark for in Age of Ultron. So that's quite interesting to see. And then the next one then was when she got her powers. So that was cool to see how the Mind Stone reacted to her, and it was literally a split second that she walked up to it and she was on the floor. But in her mind, it was a few seconds that she managed to. The Mind Stone exploded and gave her powers, and then she fell on the floor. But you didn't get to see all that in the security footage, which was quite cool. And then the third one was her speaking to Vision, which was quite nice. And then the fourth one then was what actually happened when going to visit Vision. So we'll come on to that later. But going back to the first little cutback, really, on flashback, and when she was a child and they had movie night, and in that box of movies you had things like Bewitched and Malcolm in the Middle, so everything that all her episodes of WandaVision in her little sitcom world are all based off these the Dick Van Dyke Show and things like that. They were all based on these, so that was a really nice touch there. And throughout all those flashbacks, she's watching a different one as part of her life, so that was pretty cool. Agatha does refer to fake Pietro, or she goes, "Oh, Pietro," and then she makes a bit of an explanation of her Pietro is riddled with holes. So that's a bit ooh. Right back at the beginning, we get a little bit of Agatha's backstory. She is a witch of Salem, and then she's on trial for dark magic, and she sucks all the magic from these the coven. And it's quite gruesome, really. I thought, because she's they're all like dried up and they're like almost skeletal when they fall to the ground dead. So that's quite gruesome. Not like blood and guts gruesome, but yeah. Let's have a look then. What else have I got? So Agatha is jealous of Wanda's power, so the whole episode is about getting to know how she got that power. Jack Robin says, "Good morning. I really enjoyed the episode. It was interesting to see her past, but I knew what was coming. Loved Vision's post-credits. What do you think of Agatha calling..." We're going to come on to that in a moment. Yes, there is a post-credit scene as well, just like last week. So make sure you stick around for that. So it seems that Wanda has always had witch powers, but it's been like subdued, and Agatha said it was going to wither away, but then the Mind Stone activated those powers exponentially, really. So yeah, that's that scene. We've already talked about the scene where we're getting powers, and then so the next vision is like the next vision. Yes, the next vision was with Vision. So it's just showing a little bit of the humor and the connection between the two. And I like the fact that when Vision laughs at a pun, and he's like, "Huh, that's a pun." He's like, "Oh, sorry." He's like, "No, it's supposed to be funny." So it's really cool. And then obviously when the next bit then, when she wants Vision. Now we were told way back at the start of the series that Wanda broke in and stole the body. Now we know that it was a lie. The director pretty much taunted her. So she went in and he showed her. It's like, look, it's like, you wanted to see him, there he is. And they like ripping him apart, like sawing parts off, pulling, and he says it's quite horrific for her to watch, really. Yeah, she goes down and she says she can't feel him anymore, because she just wants to bury him. She doesn't want to bring him back to life. She said she can't bring him back to life anyway, and she leaves, which is quite interesting. And then what's even more interesting is she drives into this town called Westview, and all the people that are in Westview are there, and it's like a really run-down, horrible town. And yet we were told that Westview didn't exist before. So that's quite interesting, really, to me. It makes it sound like Sword have actually created this town and put these people in there because they kind of knew this would happen, or something similar like this would happen. So it's all the director's plan. So it's like it was Agatha all along. Was it? It was the director all along, it seems. But yeah. So yeah, yes. Wanda unleashes her power to do everything up, and everything else is history on there. And then right at the end, then you've got Agatha with her powers holding Wanda's kids, and Wanda's there with her red misty magic, and Agatha says it's like you shouldn't exist, you're just a myth. And your power is born of chaos. You are the Scarlet Witch, which is what Jack Robbins says here. What do you think of Agatha calling Wanda the Scarlet Witch? So finally, she is now the Scarlet Witch, which we knew way back when, but it's nice to actually have her as a name now. We know she didn't steal Vision. Yep, I think Hayward is behind this because he's making Wanda as a villain. Yep. Making the CCTV look like she stole Vision. Yep. She just built Westview out of grief. She didn't build Westview. Westview was already there, so which makes me think that Hayward, the director, did actually orchestrate Westview as well, because she had a plan of like this is where her and Vision's home were going to be, and it's just a plot of land, and then she builds that house, and then she extends her power even more. So I think it's all him planting seeds in her head from way back when, really. So yeah, and then the post credit scene then, so not the end credits, but the post animated credits. And they use some of Wanda's power from the drone that came back to power up Vision's body, or Milky Vision, because he's all white, which is weird. And he does come back to life, and instead of the Mind Stone is like a kind of like an arc reactor, like Tony's reactor from Iron Man 2, the triangle one in his head. There, and he does come back to life, and he looks at his hand. So what's going to go on with that? Who knows? Jack says, do you think Hayward is Mephisto or a Skrull? I can't see a Skrull doing all this stuff. I don't think it's a Skrull, because I think they're going to try and make the Skrulls as good in this universe, but don't quote me on that one. Mephisto could well be, or he could just be a horrible human being. We know that humans are horrible. It's like if you just look at in Hulk, the Colonel, Betty's father. What's his name? Colonel something. I had a look at the trailer with what the GRW. Yeah, I can't remember it. Ross, that's it. Colonel Ross. Is it Colonel Ross? Something like that. He's just a horrible person, really, isn't he? And you see that in quite a lot of the films. With the grey and the white. Sorry, Jordan, I'm not understanding what you're on about here now. With the grey and the white. Oh, do you mean he was in black and white? The first episode. Yeah, the first two episodes are in black and white, and then the third is in colour, and then it's in colour from there on, and with the view going back and forth on there. I think that is all. So next week is the finale. Now this doesn't feel like the finale is going to end this. It does feel like there's going to be another season, or are they just going to leave it for the films to explain the rest? I don't think that should be. But who knows? A lot could happen next week for 35 minutes or 40 minutes. It's a bit tricky to say if it can cram everything in. The last two episodes to me were quite slow starting, and then you got the last 5-10 minutes, which were the boom factor really on it. I'm hoping that next week is the boom factor right from the start, but obviously they're gonna have this milky Vision coming in, and Wanda's probably gonna fight him, and it's like Vision has disappeared at the moment with Darcy. So what are they gonna cook up there as well? Oh, that was another thing. Vision was born of Wanda. So it's like she didn't reanimate his body. He came from her, which was quite interesting, and it looked like, because it was like the yellow, so that it was the Mind Stone in her. So does that mean that Vision is alive now? Did the Mind Stone bring him back? But obviously when he was going through the hex, he started decomposing. But does that mean it's because he went through the cosmic radiation barrier? Too many questions. Let me know, guys, in the comments what you think. The chat room will be going off in a few moments. Jack says, I don't want it to end too many questions. That's what I literally just said there then. Dottie hasn't been seen for a while, and she's not ID by Sword. Who is she? True. Grey and White is to do with the Century of TV. Century of TV? No, Grey and White was before televisions could produce colour. Actually, black and white shows were actually shot in colour, but TVs couldn't have colour at the time. So you do get a lot of restored footage, so stuff like the World War footage and things like that. They've managed to get hold of the original reels and have managed to bring them to color and things like that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that is it. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to go to all these here, and if you'd like to be one of our first patrons, then you can pop over to patreon.com/Skybot Film, and you can join us on there. We got some rewards coming out in April, and I will be announcing those next month. Once I've got them physically at hand. I've been busy designing them at the moment and trying to sort out what we can do for you guys to have some really unique and cool content, really. But yes, don't forget to click the subscribe button and a notification bell. We'll be back again next week. A question for you. Winter Soldier and the Falcon is coming out in March. Would you like me to do more of these reviews, or should I just wait till the end of it and then do one massive review at the end? Just let me know in the comments, guys. But that is all we got time for today, and I shall see you next week for the finale. Till next time.